Hey there, guys. It's Metro, and we got another one of these. I would just want to make it clear, like, it's not about the person, it's not about their gameplay in the key. It's the fact that after said gameplay, they then take the most cowardice approach to solving it and just leave the key. And this guy is 2350 something. He's done a lot of really high keys this week. He's done 21s in time this week, which is insane because I feel like this is definitely the hardest week we've had. But the actions in this key are just abhorrent. Like, it's ridiculous. I mean, I really don't know how you react this way when you make your own mistakes like this. For me, I always feel bad about making mistakes, but I would never take them out on the rest of the group like this in a way that would actually like cause the rest of the group to fail as well. Like, we are going to watch this guy die 6 times in probably about 15 minutes. I'm not exactly sure how long it actually goes on for. And he makes an absolutely absurd mistake here that I want to show. I had to actually watch this 2 or 3 times to fully understand what happened here. Really not a big deal. Like, he could have died another 6 times and made another ridiculous mistake like this, and we still would have upgraded this key. I cannot get over this. How people are so quick to just leave after being the victim of a few errors on their own part. But let's watch this. So you'll see it has already occurred. Okay, so the boss gets aggroed here. Now, I've never actually seen this error happen before, but I'm going to show you why. You might not have seen it at first glance. It took me like 2 or 3 times to see what's happened here, but there's his first death. He dies to the boss, and the boss is aggroed, so that's not good, obviously, aggroing the boss without any acknowledgement that it's happening. So you're going to see how it happens right here. This is a very unique mistake. I've never seen something like that. So you see the guy's putting Earthquake down to do damage, obviously. And then you see him put a second one down or something. I don't really know how that happens. Let's go back and see if we can't figure it out. But this is our orientation towards the boss. I'm going to spin my camera around here, and you will see that there's one Earthquake, and then all of a sudden there's a second one. It's kind of like, can't really even tell what happens there. I guess you get free Earthquakes. I think there's like a talent or something like that as Ellie that does that, right? So you just throw one down, and all of a sudden there's just another one down. But he like hardcore whiffs. I mean, that second one is, the first one was a little long of the pack, but the second one is super long of the pack. It's probably like double the length of how close the pack is. So that's a hardcore whiff with that, and that is ultimately what aggroes the boss. The boss walks over and just gets on the tip of it, and it aggroes, and makes complete sense because then it goes right to him and it just one-shots him. Yeah, he actually gets hit by the tank mechanic. So yeah, he has threat at that point, and he gets hit by the tank mechanic. But then we're going to do the rest of the fight. We're really kind of no issues. I mean, after doing this, I'm thinking like, wow, I guess we could probably always pull the boss with this pack. But so here it's on the mage, and he's off by the side. I assume he was going to ice block, but he dies too. But not really, again, not an issue whatsoever. We literally have no issues finishing this pack and killing this boss. And then we're moving on to the next pack here, and I'm having some issues with lags why I'm not streaming today. But I'm not really sure how this happens, but literally every single one of those casts hits that guy. I don't know if that's me lagging a bit. He doesn't seem to have threat. It's just bad luck perhaps, but yeah, as you see, every single cast is gonna... So there's like, it's kind of strange actually. Let's watch that one more time. So this is just bad luck. I mean, really, I don't think anything's wrong here. I don't think it's on me, but maybe. But so 1, 2, 3, 4 dark bolts. All, actually, that one was targeting him too. So 5 casts were about to go off on this guy. And they just 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, boom, he just dies. So, I mean, I think that's just bad luck, right? But of course, we do have a solar beam, comes down super late. So not really ideal. So that's that dude's second death now. Now this pack is one that I'm starting to question. I don't know if it's the right play anymore. So that guy gets hit by Severing Slice. Now I do think that's probably partially on me. I guess that's how it works. Like, if there's not somebody in range, it will hit somebody else. Is this how that mechanic works? I actually don't know. So that's not good, but let me know. You guys probably do know. I assume that's what happens. He gets hit by it, so that must mean that... Yeah, I don't really know why it's targeting him too. I mean, I try to establish threat on it. We're moving in, and then by the time it doesn't, I don't know. I mean, unless he has threat on it, I guess that's the only explanation otherwise. But so that's the third death there, but this has become increasingly dangerous. I don't know, this dungeon feels like so easy timer wise that I feel like we just need to make the least mistakes as possible, and we will always upgrade the key. But it does feel kind of weird fighting a single mob, fighting 2 single mobs twice, especially in this hallway, as a lot of the count that you're gonna get in this area is pretty it's not very efficient count, it's very slow count. Then something very odd happens. I'm not really sure. I assume it might be because of me lagging a little bit. We try to fight this mob, and when he does the chains just like I was under the impression that like you would always run from the chains, but the chains run with me when I move them when I try to get out of the chains. Dread bindings, you're gonna see it here. See the mob is actually moving with me, so nobody is breaking the chains, and it does kill 2 people. I don't know if that's because I was lagging or something else that's wrong. I've never seen this before, and I can only imagine that it has something to do with lagging or we moved late of some sort. I don't really know. But so that's his 4th death. So really at this point we're starting to look like, I mean, most of these are kind of just unfortunate, just kind of bad luck, right? I mean, it's really not. I don't know what that was, but I guess you could blame me for some of these, whatever. This one, I'm not particularly sure what happens. I think it might just be another bad combo of things, like between raging and... So he gets hit by a wicked bolt there, I believe. Then he gets the chains. And I assume Gloom Burst is what finishes him? Yeah, so that Gloom Burst cast not getting interrupted with raging is what finishes him. So there's number 5 there. And then we pull, the same pack a 3rd time, because you have to pull these same 3 types of packs over and over again. So now this time I'm just gonna AM, or another time I blink out. He still has the chain on him, and he doesn't break it. So that time he just dies to the chain, then says fuck in all caps, and leaves. So yeah, 6 deaths. I mean, really, I wouldn't really say any of them are particularly bad. Let's watch this one again, because I'm a bit confused here. I guess it's just damage from, yeah, just straight up the chains kill him outright. I don't know, the casts aren't getting kicked properly, I guess. I mean, it is a fortified week, so yeah, he's already low from one of the casts, not getting kicked, and then he's getting killed because the chains go. So at this point, I just think he's like mad. He like onks or something. He's still here at this point, but then offline. So I mean, I don't know. Just pulls the plug. This is like honestly pathetic. Like I don't know how else to put it. Like if you're supposed to be a competitive player and you dying, I mean, these aren't even his fault. Like it's really not that big of a deal, and nobody said a word about it. Like nobody cares. Like really, this is an easy upgrade. Even though this guy has died 6 times out of the 8 deaths total with the key, it's really not a problem. Like it's legitimately not an issue, man. We kill bosses with people dead all the time in raid. Like I don't know, you know what I mean? Like literally, we can kill a boss in one pull if 4 or 5 people die. Still, it's not. There's no reason to think this wasn't gonna succeed, and that's the key, man. So everybody else has got some opinions on the topic too. This guy says the shaman is the worst player I've seen doing over a 16. Died to nearly every mechanic in the dungeon. We had that timed easy too, Ralph. Yeah, I mean, legitimately have to agree with the guy. That was an easy upgrade. It's not even about the gameplay. I don't even like, I release these videos and maybe people think like I'm calling out these people who are maybe having a bad day. Like I've heard people say that, like, oh, he just had a bad day. Well, that's fine. Playing poorly happens to the best of us. I mean, I'm literally like lagging in this key and we were still fine. But I'm having a bad day myself, obviously, but I'm never going to leave a dungeon. I mean, like, not only leave, but like pull the plug like that. It's just like, I don't know. I have to question your emotional stability and your place in this game if that's your reaction to something like this, because legitimately you're the only one who's upset about it. Everybody else is complete. Like it's okay, sure, you don't want to die 6 times in 15 minutes or whatever it was, but we're all set, man. This is one of the easiest keys, period. Especially, honestly, especially on fortified weeks. So just stop being a coward, own up to it, and let's keep moving, man. We get this upgrade, but nope. Instead, we get a disband.